Hello and welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic, which is why is it that some rich and famous people are choosing to not leave their kids any inheritance at all? That's right. Some of the wealthiest individuals are planning to give away their fortunes, but not to their children. Let's look in to see why that is, because if you look at a lot of financial channels, we always talk about generational wealth and leaving something to your children besides bills. But these particular wealthy people have decided something different. Okay? So, for many of these wealthy individuals, the decision came down to respecting money and work. They want their kids to know the value of hard work and not just live off of a massive inheritance. They believe that having no financial incentive will push their children to create their own paths and careers. Let's take a look at a couple of examples, all right? First, Gordon Ramsay. He said that the only thing he's going to leave his kids was 25% of his money towards a down payment, or actually 25% of the money that was needed to buy a property that they want, he was going to give them. And that was it. He wasn't going to do anything else. Next person on the list was Ashton Kutcher. He said he's not leaving a trust fund. The only thing he's going to do is he's going to contribute to whatever business venture that they're interested in, but the business plan has to be right and exact. Next person, Simon Cowell from American Idol. He says, listen, why should I give my kids money? I gave them my time and I gave them my knowledge. That's enough for them to succeed on. Then you have George Lucas. He's the creator of Star Wars, the series. He says that he's given his money to an educational foundation. He has one actually in his own name. He's not giving his kids any money. Andrew Lloyd Webber, another guy. He says he's not only not giving them money, he's not even giving them his company. They can't even take positions in his company. He says instead what he's going to do with his wealth is he's going to set up some sort of fund for struggling singers and composers. Elton John, now I know for a fact he wasn't necessarily born with a silver spoon in his mouth. I saw the movie, okay? And he says no. His kids are going to have to earn their own way. He's only going to leave a very small portion to their sons. Next person, Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan says, nah, I'm not giving my kids any money. Inherited wealth can be wasted. I'm not doing that. Then you have Warren Buffett. Now, I don't know if those of you are old enough to know, I recall seeing his granddaughter on the Oprah Winfrey show back in the day. And we all know Warren Buffett is like the richest man in the world, right? Well, he only believes that, from what I recall, he only is going to pay for their education outright. And while they are in school being educated, he'll pay for their living expenses. That's it. He ain't paying for nothing else. And he kept true to that particular word. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that the granddaughter, she does have a job and she makes about $86,000 a year. But she did want or wish that she, that he would have given her a little bit more money. Next person, or really the last person that I have, is Sting. Yes, the musician that did the song Every Breath You Take, right? Made a lot of money on that song because they used it in commercials. Puffy used it in his songs and what have you. Well, Sting, guess what? Sting says he's not leaving his kids a dime. He's spending it all. He didn't say where he was spending it. I'm not clear on whether or not it's going to a charity or not. It didn't sound as though it was. But that is basically the wrap up of all of the individuals that are rich and wealthy that say no, they're not leaving anything to their kids. And there was another actor that did come up that said the same thing. Unfortunately, I can't recall his name, but I know that he played the Fly in a movie way, way, way back then. Anyway, I would like to know, how do you guys feel about this? What is it? Do you feel that if kids inherit money, that they won't respect hard work, responsibility, and be self-sufficient like these people do? Will you donate any of your money to charity? What say you? Okay. Now, me personally, I'm not really sure how I feel about this, because part of me says, yes, leave kids some money. But then there's another part of me through experience that says you got to be careful when doing so, because everybody is not responsible. Everybody doesn't learn the same way, and everybody's not talented in the same way. Take, for example, the actor Darryl Bell from the hit show from back in the day, It's a Different World. He came from a very wealthy family. And his father accumulated $14.9 million when he died. He left the business to Darryl, and the business went down to $1 million. After that, Darryl's father's widow, which I believe is his stepmother, and his aunts sued him for mismanagement. But the judge said, you know what, it's not mismanagement, he's just inexperienced. You see? So I have seen, we all see that, that's documented. Now, also the other thing that I've noticed too is that a lot of times people who inherit houses, they don't always keep them, they sell them. And then you have others who keep them, but then they lose them because they don't do certain things such as pay the mortgage or pay the taxes. And so when they don't pay the mortgage or they don't pay the taxes, then the properties get foreclosed on and sold at auction. Okay? So I've seen that also. Sometimes there are families, especially when there's more than one sibling or more than one heir, because sometimes, like for example, in the case of my coworker, she was fighting against her cousins, right? And they were upset that the aunt left the house and everything to her. And they felt that they should also get something. So they contested the will. My coworker, she gave up. She was like, you know what, if you want it that bad, you can have it. Because the house apparently needed a lot of work. Well, guess what? They ended up losing the house again to an auction because they didn't know what they were doing. They were like, oh, she got this money. Oh, we're so rich now. We're so rich now, right? But because and they were 70 years old, mind you, the cousins, because they had no financial discipline, they lost it all. I think it was a little over a year, but they lost it all. Like they lost the house, they lost the money, they lost everything. So guys, that's why I feel some sort of way. I understand where these people are coming from. However, here's the other gist of it. Some charities can't be trusted. Sometimes people in charities double dip and use the money for personal advance instead of using it to help the people that the charity was created for. So I just feel like you have to be very careful, very detail oriented, learn from other people, and move in the right way when it comes to who inherits your money, when it comes to generational wealth. That's all I have to say about it, but I'm curious as to what you have to say about it. All right. So guys, that's all I have for you tonight. Make sure you share this with your friends, because remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Until next time, have a good night. Thanks for watching.